My name's Chris. I am not an expert. Who cares?
Why did you buy land in Northern California, wine country, if you are not wine makers?
So you don't have a front light, and obviously we don't have a real camera filming you, but this is what you look like without all that.
I need lipstick. Makeup! Well, we knew it was the wine country, but we didn't know what
It was the wine country.
We didn't know that it was,
It was a big empty lot in a beautiful, there's mountains on both
beautiful
sides.
valley.
It's beautiful. It's 24 acres. There's a creek. When we came to look at it, salmon were swimming and going up the creek. It was like, so.
I didn't get it. I didn't see the vision.
All right. Okay.
I am not the
But
visionary of
we
this.
bought it to build our actual house that we were
Yes,
going to move to.
that's this long-winded answer. So
So
which
that's why
answers
we're
the
here.
second question, is your home built?
No. It's almost good that we didn't build a house, in my mind, because we built these buildings, and we built the gardens, we've done so many things which we'll show you, and we've learned so much how it's done, because we had never built anything before. And now, you know, when we build a house, easy peasy, it's gonna be super awesome.
It's going to be
and go up-
underground.
It's gonna go up much quicker. It's not gonna be
It's going to have sprinklers on every corner.
good.
Should I help you? Or just keep filming?
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't break a sweat, babe. It's okay. I'm the one that's sweating.
Okay. It's our very first Concord harvest. And we suck. But it's beautiful. Look at that.
No, we harvested it.
So we ended up building a garden because I wanted a garden for some reason, or I thought I was a farmer. But then when I actually started farming, I realized I was a gardener because my true love is design, and I couldn't stop designing. So on a farm, you don't design. You just plow it under, do your fields. It's about being efficient. It's not about creating a space, right? So why is our garden called Noci?
Well, first it started, I was in Noci in Italy. I traveled throughout Italy, and I went to a small farming village called Noci, right outside of Bari. And I just loved the name. It was simple. It means walnut in Italian, and it just stuck with me.
Aria named it, but I've adapted it to mean seed.
Well, hold on.
So in Greek,
Hold on.
walnut is seed. So it's
Hold
like
on.
the beginning of everything. It's like everything's.
Yes, but
Within
when
this
we were
space.
deciding on, after we just called it Noci, we learned that this valley, before it was grapes, was a nut and fruit valley. So before, what?
What's that mean?
Prunes and walnuts.
So we're honoring the past.
Yes, so then the story became we're
So we have
honoring,
we have three answers?
yeah.
Quickly want to talk about this painting for a second, because this painting is Noci. And I'll show you. If you look at it closely, you'll see the map of Noci, and then all the chaos happening is kind of like a frozen moment in time of what happens in a garden. What's been happening here, who's here, what plants are here. And this took over a year to make. An artist called Jake Messing, named Jake Messing. Big building, I don't know if you can see that. We haven't built yet. The end of the pool, first box to get into the gardens, and then the gardens are all laid out in there. You have to look really closely. And then the back area of the gardens and so on. But
We grew up in cities.
Yes.
I
we
grew up in
in
army
cities.
bases and cities.
Yes, I grew up in
I
LA.
didn't grow up in the country.
I was scared of the country.
I was scared.
Though I did grow up in Malibu, I never felt comfortable in a country. So actually, when we bought this property, I was not comfortable moving on the land to actually build the damn house. And now that we're here, now we're living in an Airstream, which is our house, pretty much. It's been for a year. I love it. I can't even imagine going back to a city. This is gonna be my new kitchen for a while. It's very small. I made this gorgeous sauce that's about to go over our steak. arugula, bedroom, dog, garden, wine, crap, hopper.
How'd we meet?
Well, that's such a long story.
Yeah, let's do the short version of
I
that.
don't know.
Short version of the story is we met through email.
So the email was a very like simple, can I get another recipe kind of email? And I say, oh, by the way, I'm going through a divorce and I'm going to Italy alone. Can I write on your website so other people could read it other than my family?
You getting divorced?
And he says, you're getting divorced, so am I. I'm going through divorce too, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Somehow we had this really strange connection, and
After 2 emails.
here we
It was
are,
really strange.
almost 10 years later with 2 kids on this fucking 24-acre farm. But anyway.
What you getting, babe?
Huh?
What you getting?
I'm getting a bucket, which I forgot that I took all of the harvest baskets out, so I'm using, which looks like a paint trail. I have dog food in one hand, and I'm about to go to the garden and gather. What you asked? Did you ask me what I'm gathering in the garden? I'll tell you what I'm making tonight for dinner. Did I tell you what we're making tonight?
No.
I'm doing a rustic Italian minestrone. How similar are we?
We're not. We are and we are. I like to design and build things, and I like to figure out problems.
Tonight, our friends are coming over for dinner. One of them's a winemaker. Shit. What's it called? What's his wine? It is called...
Not going to.
Huh?
Joe's?
Joe's. What's that called?
He works at a new wine place, and he is the winemaker.
He's the
We've known Joe for a
winemaker
long time,
for
but this is a new label for him.
Ernest.
Ernest.
It's called Ernest. Anyway, he's doing, we're doing a mini photo shoot for his wine because I'm submitting a recipe for them that's going to pair well with the Barbera, which is a wine that he makes, which is delicious. So,
I like to live within the garden. You like to use the garden.
right, he does not get inspired to create dishes with the garden, with the vegetables, which is, I can't even imagine. I walk the garden, I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to do this with that, and that's what a garden is for, in my mind. In his, it's totally
But I do like the idea of preserving the garden, like, drying tomatoes and all that. And we really, up to this point, we haven't had time to do it. Well, anyways, we're in the very beginning.
Yeah, he didn't just decide to start a corner of the 24 acres. He just tackled the whole fucking thing.
How many things that I've seen over the years that I really like the idea of, can I apply to this? And that's how it came up. And so instead of doing one building, I did the whole 24 acres. So I had to design every building that would go on this 24 acres. Even if you weren't going to build them all right away, you had to design them all to see how this whole system would work together.
This is a solid metal 5 foot by 4 feet fireplace. So I'm deeply into designing everything, obviously. So we designed and built all the stuff, welded it, cut the metal, designed it. But now I really want to get into grilling. So that's why I have a lot of fireplaces all around the property. So I can actually cook in these things and figure out how to smoke things, how to preserve things, and just cook.
Why are you hand building Noci instead of hiring a bunch of people? So that comes down to
Money!
no. That one, we couldn't afford to do what the grand vision thing I wanted to do. We couldn't afford to do it. But more importantly was that this whole experience is not about a goal, because we don't even know what the goal is. It's about the experience. So if you just hired someone to do the whole thing for you, you wouldn't have the experience. You wouldn't learn anything. You wouldn't grow with this thing. And we had no knowledge. And so I had no knowledge as a gardener, no knowledge as a builder, Nothing. So if you're going to do it, you've got to jump in and do it. And that's why we got to this. That's why we're filming, and that's why we're going to create shows, because we've been having this experience, and I think other people in the world want to have the same experience. They want to make food. They want to go grab their own ingredients. They want to discover things.
What style of food do I cook? Well, now it's purely based on seasonality. I mean, I've always really cooked on seasonality. I've always supported the local farmers markets and been, into organic foods and naturally grown foods and seasonal foods. But now having a garden and seeing the cycle, what I cook is purely inspired by what we have in the garden. A home cook that's super family style is really what I do. I like rustic, seasonal, family style, big platters in the table, serve yourself. I am not a fussy chef cook. I'm not interested in having this perfect whatever. I'm interested in flavor, simplicity, color, texture. How do I know a recipe is good? When I'm testing it? Look at that. It's that every cell in my body vibrates when I fucking eat it. And I go, yum, that shit is tight. That shit is good. I can't stop eating it. The only problem with this is that I didn't write anything down. I'm doing something I never do. I'm testing it out. I'm seeing if it'll work, and I know it won't. I'm coughing because the pilot on my flame just went out and all I'm breathing is gas. I'm making a spicy chili. Not spicy, slightly. Black-eyed pea chili. And I say I've never done this before because usually I don't add much spice to the mix for my kids. And on that note, all these blogs with these beautiful people and these beautiful children running about eating everything on camera. My kids don't eat shit. I cook 8 million meals for them. Option. You know what they want? They want fucking hot dogs and buns and grilled cheese and mac and cheese and blah. They used to eat everything. They didn't know about it. They eat trash.
What do you plan on doing with Noci? So what do we naturally do? We create stories every day. And we started with Instagram. We've been on Instagram for about a year. And I do stories in the garden. Aria does stories while she's cooking. She does plays while she cooks. She does monologues while she cooks. And it's just natural and something we want to do. We're always picking up the camera to tell the story, wherever we are at that moment. So if that comes so naturally, why aren't we doing that? Why are we trying to figure out how to become something we're not? So we're gonna run with what we are naturally doing already. We have an amazing platform now that we finished a lot of it that we could start using finally instead of just building it. So we're gonna do that and we're gonna film it.
Well, and I'm more interested in, at least with food, reaching a wider audience. And nowadays with social media, you follow people all around the world. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to be doing in the kitchen. I'm going to be cooking. I'm going to be eating. I'm going to be inviting people into the kitchen. People that are better than me, people that inspire me, people that I want to learn from. It's going to be based around food and creativity, ultimately, in the kitchen. But
it's going to be part of her life.
Do some dance
She's
numbers.
She's going to live her life and then do some.
And some tassels.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right?
Here's what a recipe is, in my mind. I read endlessly food shit. Endlessly getting inspired by all these amazing people that are doing amazing things with food. Some of which I will make, some of which I will not make. The more complicated, I do not. The simple, I do. Tonight, for example, this is what I'm making. I was inspired by Bon Appetit August edition, Deb Perlman's When in Doubt hummus. It is hummus with spiced summer squash and lamb. Now, I bookmark shit in times like these when it's hot, and I don't know what to make for dinner, and I'm not inspired. I go back to my bookmarks, and I get inspired. You with me? So tonight, I'm making this. I'm not making it with lamb, because I ain't got it, and I'm not making it with summer squash, because I don't really like it. And it's hot, and I'm not going to fry it heat, you know what I mean? I am inspired to do what I have on hand or what I'm craving. What I'm craving is crunchy, light, sweet, fresh. So tomatoes, cucumbers, fresh herbs, sweet peppers, hummus. I got naan. With me, the process easy. Just make it.